I've been to some incredible places, but Beijing? Wow, Beijing is a different kind of a city. Palaces that ordinary people weren't allowed to enter for 500 years. A wall that stretches across mountains for thousands of miles. And a duck dish so perfect it hasn't changed in centuries. This is Beijing, and it completely blew my mind. Let's start with the big one, the Great Wall of China. We are just now going up to the Great Wall.
慕田峪 Great Wall.
Tiananmen Great Wall. And here you can see it in the background. Pretty amazing. Oh, and I can feel it's getting very windy now. And then through the trees you start to see it. Pieces of the wall peeking through the green. And then you arrive and it hits you. Hey guys! We are here with Lux Ventures at the Great Wall in Beijing. And the wall is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites and is over 21,000 kilometers long. Really amazing. Sun is out, beautiful temperatures, so let's take a walk. See ya! I'd seen photos of the Great Wall my entire life. I'd watched documentaries. I thought I knew what to expect. I didn't. Because standing on the Great Wall, watching it snake across mountain ridges as far as your eyes can see, you realize something. This is a 13,000-mile testament to human determination, built over 2,000 years ago, designed to protect an entire civilization. And you're standing on it. Nobody tells you how physical it is. The wall climbs, it dips, it twists along mountain ridges. Some sections are so steep your legs are screaming at you. But every time I looked up, the wall disappearing into the mountains, watchtowers dotting the ridgeline, I just kept going. The views from the watchtowers are something else. Mountains rolling into the horizon, the wall curving and disappearing into the mist. It makes you feel very small and very grateful at the same time. My biggest advice? Go early. The wall opens around 7:30 to 8 a.m. depending on the section. And those first hours before the tour groups arrive are magical. The mist, the quiet, the feeling of walking through history alone. It's worth the early alarm. If the Great Wall shows you China's power, the Forbidden City shows you its grandeur. But first, you cross Tiananmen Square. Hi guys, this is Lux Ventures. We are now at Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City, and it's super crowded here. You can see it's very cold, but the sun is out, and we are just lining up here and hoping to get in soon. Guys, we are here with Serena, and guess what? She guessed the name from Serena Wonder Watson from Gossip Girl, yeah! So we are here in front of the Forbidden City. It's a very big crowd. So we are taking the time, and she will explain a little bit about the area here.
Hi, I'm Serena. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear and to stay with Jessica today. And now we are in the Tiananmen Square, and the building behind us, that is the inner gate, the gate of the inner city. And the left side of this gate of the inner city, that is the arrow tower. Okay, so now I think it's better for me to tell you something. What is the Tiananmen Square? Tian means heaven, An means peace, Men is the gate. Okay. So Tiananmen Square, that means the square of the gate of heavenly peace. Okay, so the whole Tiananmen Square is about 800 meters long and 550 meters wide. Okay, so that is the place for, especially the middle way for the emperor to walk, from the north to south. And flank side of the Tiananmen Square, in the past, there were some offices. The offices in the east for civil officials, offices in the west for military officials. but the offices were destroyed after Qing Dynasty. Yeah, for enlarging Tiananmen Square. And also, I said the gate of inner city behind us, the building behind us, and the wall was destroyed for enlarging Tiananmen Square.
One of the largest public squares in the world. Walking across it, surrounded by monumental architecture and the weight of history, is a sobering experience. And then you enter the Forbidden City. For 500 years, this was the most exclusive address on Earth. Home to 24 emperors, nearly 10,000 rooms, 180 acres, and ordinary citizens forbidden from entering, hence the name. The scale hits you immediately. Courtyards wider than football fields, golden roofs gleaming in the sunlight, carved dragons, painted beams, and marble stairways everywhere you look. The central axis takes you through the 3 great walls where emperors held ceremonies. Then into the inner court, the emperor's private world, smaller courtyards, the Imperial garden with its ancient cypress trees. Don't skip the clock gallery and treasure gallery, only 10 yuan each. Intricate European clocks, jade carvings, gold and gemstone artifacts that took my breath away. I spent 3 hours inside and still only scratched the surface. This place is that big. The National Museum is huge. Now we have to find the entrance. Right on the edge of Tiananmen Square is the National Museum of China, one of the largest museums in the world, and it's free. The Ancient China exhibition is the one you can't miss. It walks you chronologically through Chinese civilization, from prehistoric times through the Qing dynasty. Bronze vessels, jade artifacts, ancient pottery, calligraphy. Even if you are not a museum person, the scale and quality of this collection is genuinely impressive. And it pairs perfectly with the Forbidden City visit. Everything you see in the museum gives context to everything you just walked through. After the intensity of the Great Wall in the Forbidden City, the Summer Palace feels like a deep breath. This was the Imperial family's escape. 300 hectares, 3/4 of it water. Palaces, gardens, temples, and a massive lake. Kunming Lake is the heart of it all. Having been to Hangzhou's West Lake, I can see the resemblance. They literally modeled this one after it. The long corridor is a 728-meter covered walkway decorated with over 14,000 individual paintings. Every panel is different. You could spend an hour just examining the artwork. After the crowds at the Forbidden City and the Great Wall, the Summer Palace felt like the reset I needed. It's peaceful, it's beautiful, and it reminded me that Imperial China was also about beauty and escape. If the Forbidden City is where emperors ruled, the Temple of Heaven is where they prayed. Built in 1420, the same year as the Forbidden City, and the complex is actually larger. And then you see it, the Hall of Prayer for God Harvests. That iconic circular building you've seen in every Beijing photo. Built entirely of wood, no nails. In person, it's even more striking than the photos. But my favorite part was the park around it. Early morning, the grounds come alive. Elderly Beijingers practicing Tai Chi, groups dancing, musicians playing traditional instruments. One of the most authentic local experiences I had in Beijing. Okay, let's talk about the food, because let's be honest, half the reason people come to Beijing is for this: Peking duck. The chef carves a tableside, and the carving itself is a ceremony. Every cut is precise. You can tell they've done this thousands of times. First, you eat the skin. Thin, crispy, golden brown, dipped in sugar, it practically melts. And then the meat with thin pancakes, scallion, cucumber, and sweet bean sauce. You wrap it all up into a little roll, and it's perfect. Then at the end, duck bone soup. Rich, warm, and a perfect final. One tip: the popular restaurants have queues of 2 to 3 hours. Arrive before 5 p.m. for dinner or go for an early lunch around 11. Worth the wait. Between the palaces and the landmarks, there is another side of Beijing that most people don't spend enough time in. The hutongs. Hi guys, we are now at Hutong area, and it's a very lovely, cozy area with a lot of shops, and you can have, you can buy everything. Stones, restaurants, cake, ice cream, coffee, the small little dumplings with pork or shrimps inside, and people walking around here. Let's see what they have to offer. Hutongs are Beijing's historic alleyways. Narrow lanes lined with traditional courtyard homes, some dating back hundreds of years. The energy is completely different from the main tourist sites. Quieter, more personal. Locals going about their day. So what can we explore here? Kombucha house, soap house, very nice. I love these soaps. And we also have to find a taxi now because we are heading to the museum. But since it's so busy, here I don't think we will find a taxi in this area. So let's see. Might need to walk a little bit to find a proper place where to get a taxi from. Bye! The hutongs are the opposite of everything else in Beijing. The Forbidden City is grand, the Great Wall is epic, but the hutongs are intimate. They remind you that behind all the imperial history, real people have been living in the city for centuries. If you have an evening free, just wander. That's when Beijing surprises you. Here is what surprised me most about Beijing. It's layers upon layers of history, stacked on top of each other, all existing at once. You can walk the same stones that emperors walked 600 years ago. You can stand on a wall built to protect the civilization. You can eat a dish perfected in imperial kitchens centuries ago, and then wander into a hutong and see how that history shaped the way people still live today. Beijing makes you feel history in a way no other city I've visited has. Shanghai is electric, Zhangjiajie is otherworldly, Hangzhou is poetic, but Beijing is powerful. Go, walk the wall, stand in the Forbidden City, eat the duck, get lost in the hutongs, and you will understand. If you are planning a trip to Beijing, I've wrote a full travel guide with everything you need to know. Link in the description below. Have you been to Beijing? What was your favorite moment? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and until the next adventure, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and stay curious.